Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show this Monday, the 2nd of November, 2020. We're only a matter of hours away from the election in the United States of America. The most powerful country on earth, and if America were to collapse, the whole world would collapse. The whole world's on the verge of collapse right now anyway. Anyway, let's get started. Let's open up the charts right now and take a look at what's going on. This is how much longer we got to go until the election. Only about 12 more hours. This is the countdown clock. Now, I'm going to tell you guys. The markets right now. First off, the markets hate uncertainty. They don't like uncertainty. And an uncertainty about the outcome of this election would be something that would affect the markets downwards. The markets right now are pricing in a clear-cut winner. That's what they're doing, and the markets are up over 300 points today, last time I looked anyway. Let's get in there and let's take a look at the markets right now. I'll open a chart right here, and first we're going to take a look at the silver price. Silver price is up 18 cents and falling right now. Silver and gold are the only thing, actually, that underpins the entire world's financial system. And, what they've done is they've taken silver and gold, and they've tried to turn them into non-monetary metals. But, if crisis really comes, really bad, you're going to find that people actually go back to trading in silver. And not so much gold, because gold, if you want to buy a bag of groceries or something, do you want to pay a gold coin or would you rather pay a silver coin? And it might come down to that ultimately in the end, is because they've mucked things up so bad. The political structure out there is and they continue to muck things up. So anyway, we're moving in toward this election right now. We only got a matter of hours to go and hours to wait. Can you believe that? 12 hours and 58 minutes. And we're going to start to get, results? Is that what we're going to get in another 12 hours and 57 minutes? Are they going to start to give us results? Are they going to have it on the news and showing the results? I don't know. I'm waiting to see exactly how they handle this. Okay. Take a look at cryptocurrencies right now. $394.6 billion for cryptos. It was up to about 400, so it's dropped off about 5 billion overnight, We're looking at a Bitcoin price of $13,514. So, it was, you could have had Bitcoin for like 10,000, 9,000, all the way down to about $2,500 there. Not that long ago either. Bitcoin can do the roller coaster thing really well. What they say is a lot of volatility in it, But that's because as an underlying asset, Bitcoin is its own. It has to do everything on its own. It can't rely upon anything. In other words, there's no actual value in it other than it's scarce. There's nothing backing Bitcoin. Bitcoin backs Bitcoin, But it's revolutionary, the technology, how the technology works. I think it solves something called the Byzantine generals' problem. That's what they call it. And it was the first thing to ever accomplish that, to be able to actually be able to do transactions without having a third party in the middle. You can send money from Africa to Australia, and you don't have to have a intermediary that handles that transaction. In other words, a bank, or the SWIFT system or anything like that. So it's incredible how the technology actually works. An automated ledger. It's amazing. Okay. Dow Jones Industrial Average today is up 365 points. Is the market sensing something that we're not? Are they seeing a clear-cut winner to this election, and that's taking the uncertainty out of things? Well, we're going to have to wait and see, But of course, you know about these market traders and stuff. They're right in there on the news. They can get wind of something, wind of a story ahead of time, a little bit ahead of time, ahead of all of us. Okay, crude oil today. We're looking at $35.73. So it's under the $40 mark that I've been talking about for a long time. If we put this on the 6-month chart, you can see this is the first real deviation from the $40 mark right now in crude oil. It's at 35.73 today. Bonds and rates, okay? Now, I've been saying to you guys all along about these bonds. They have total control over this yield curve and total control all the way up to the 30-year. And what I mean by that is, if the 30-year starts to rise too much, they'll buy. They'll buy up the bonds. And if the 10-year starts to rise too much, they're going to buy them up. They'll buy them all, you know, the central bank. And I don't think they're really doing full yield, what's called yield curve control just yet. But if these yields, they cannot let these yields rise. If we start to get inflation, the normal mechanism to cool down inflation is to rise the bond yields higher. That's the normal mechanism that they use. It's like, you know, if you're on a train, you know, and the engineer has his brake throttle thing. He pulls this big long lever and it slows the train down. Well, that's busted. They can't raise yields. On a 10-year, probably the highest they could probably raise it is about 2.5% or something like that, you know, from where it is now at 0.83. If they get over that, it starts to get too much over that, they can't service the debts around these countries now. And so they have to keep these yields down to service the debt. Their debt is so big, their outstanding debt is so big. It's basically the same thing as a person that has a credit card, right? And they're using other credit cards to pay off their credit card is so full, you know, it's so over leveraged. They've went out and purchased so many things on their credit card, and they got such a big credit card bill that they can barely pay the outstanding minimum payment every month, you know. And so what happens in the end is they couldn't stand if the credit card companies raise that up higher, that bar, how much they have to pay every month as the minimum payment, then they just wouldn't be able to do it. And that's where the government is right now. They can't do it. If these interest rates go up, it means they got to pay more on the outstanding balance on the that's all they're paying they keep borrowing more to pay the previous interest on the debt outstanding. And they keep borrowing more, and they can't afford to do it. It's just the deficit's just going through the roof. I mean, it's growing exponentially now at this point, you know. Take a look at the MOVE index today. The thing about the MOVE index is this is the debt markets right here. This is your credit markets. And we see the MOVE index has been going along fairly sideways. Took a big jump up on the 5th of last month, you know. And ever since then, it's been going along kind of sideways with a little bit of an upward tick. We got to keep our eye on this, because if this goes like over 100, and it can do that quite suddenly, that's going to force a reaction from the central banks to try to bring this back down again. And that reaction is going to be in the form of stimulus. Let's take a look now at the U.S. dollar index, 94.11, 94.11. So the dollar's riding high, kind of high and strong. It was like 92s, 93s there just a week or two ago. Now it's up to 94, you know. That's the knee-jerk reaction for all these investors out there and everything, is to pile into dollars. Use dollars as a safe haven. Pull out, you know, and keep their powder dry in dollars. That's the standard reaction. It has been for years and years. And they see the dollar as being the only thing that is the world reserve currency. Not only the world reserve currency, they can't see the dollar being replaced by anything else ever. Nothing can replace the dollar. But the pressure keeps coming on to the dollar. Higher and higher, more and more pressure. Let's take a look at our picture today. And listen, I want you guys to tell me in the comments, is this thing a dog or is this thing a cat? Can you guys tell? I mean, can you even tell if this thing is neither a dog nor a cat? Maybe some sort of a hamster or something like that. What is it? What is it? Is it a puffball? Is it a marshmallow? What is it? Okay, that's the question on this one. What is this thing? Anyway, listen, guys. Thank you for listening to my show. Like and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. And we'll catch you guys in the very next video. Bye-bye.